Whoa, there we go. Oh, yeah. Game 4. Are you ready for some basketball? I know I am. Seeing Bam look hungry. You got Jimmy Neutron out there. Big Boudicar, Larry hanging out. There's Caleb Martin. Jimmy Butler with some tight looking braids. Jeez. I don't know about you, but I feel like those braids have just put a little bit too much pressure on your brain there. Anyway, what are we doing? This is a quick game 4 preview. Got the Delhi ones behind me. Got Delhi over there behind me as well. What do we got? The Patty Mills jersey. I got a signed Jinglin' Joe Ingles one up there too. Either way, this is going to be an absolute belter of a game, I reckon. I think the Nuggets are good to win. Interesting to see Stephen A. Smith, who doesn't understand that Nikola Jokic is actually a good post player. That was pretty interesting. Tell me you don't actually watch basketball or like basketball without telling me you don't like or watch basketball. You see, the problem with Nikola Jokic is he's not a post player. It's like, what are you talking about? He literally lives in the post. That's absolutely insane. Like, that is an insane thing to say, Stephen A. Smith. And it was good to see our man, JJ Reddick, go, Stephen A., you giant dumbass. What the F are you saying? Seriously, a Nikola Jokic who's not a post-up player. It's like, that's exactly what he is. How do you think he manufactures all those looks, you absolute fucking dumbass? Jesus. Anyway, good to see Mike Breen and his weird goddamn sex pest beard back. And Mark Jackson with his giant spud head. My favorite thing is watching Jeff Van Gundy in pregame. Don't put a little guy in the middle. Don't put a little guy in the middle. He's just like a little kid. What's that, Mr. Mike Breen? Oh, is that right, Mr. Mark Jackson? Okay. Anyway, this game is set up to be absolutely fantastic, obviously. Game 4s traditionally deliver like absolute belters because you've sort of gotten to the point where it's like, all right, second game at home for the visiting, well, the lower ranked team. So you're 4 games in. Everybody's gotten to a point where they're, very, very comfortable with each other, comfortable playing against each other. Oh, that's insane. Watching Jamal Murray just leave his skin on the court. Oof. Oh, you can actually just see the outline. It's like, ooh, on the actual thing. And then they show his hand. It's like gross as. Jamal. Oh, well, I'm sure his wife will kiss that better. Yeah. Anyway, Mike Breen with the rounded glass as well. That's definitely a choice. His suit is fantastic, though. Anyway, so the breakdown for this game, in terms of what we had in the preview show on, what was that, Thursday of NBA Australia, was the simple idea of this is tough to predict. It's really, 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 really hard at this point. But the Nuggets, like the sort of thing that they discovered in game 3 was going, oh, yeah, if we use our size, considering that most of our dudes are like a foot taller than their opponent, maybe we should do that. And so they've sort of gone, right, we'll give Aaron Air Gordon a bit more of a, runway. We'll use Joker in the paint. And then you saw, Christian Braun, El Jefe Green and co just go absolutely hammer and tongs. And they put the heat to the sword in that second half, right? A lot of it was just like that extra energy. And I reckon you'll see the bounce back of the 3-point shooters for Denver today. This is the Michael Porter Jr. stuff. This will be the notorious KCP. Both of them to hit a couple of threes is where I'm at. Joker, I feel like you'll see his assist numbers stick right up there as well as his other dudes hit some shots today. I feel like his scoring numbers dip a little bit down around that 25 mark. Jam and Jamal Murray should still go over 20. But this is the one, right? This is the game 4. Jimmy Butler, if you're going to do anything, is it going to be in this game? It probably should be. Because if you lose this, Miami, you're down 3-1 and you're going back to Denver where, yes, you won game 2. But at the same time, you don't want to be facing elimination on the road. Just saying. So here we go. I think Denver win this. I think this is absolutely wildly close is my pick. Just because I think what we might see is Miami going, well, how do we beat teams? We hit our threes. It's as simple as that, basically, right? It's how they built Milwaukee. It's how they beat Boston. They outshot them. I think we go a bit hammer and tongs, go back and forth. I think the over hits in this one, but also the simple idea of just we actually get some scoring because both teams go, oh, right. We have to outscore the other team to win the game, don't we? So I think the Nuggets at the line really, really worried me. Are these Popeye Jones? How good's that? Love Popeye Jones. That was a card you never wanted back in the early 90s. You're opening up your packet of Fleer, your packet of Top Deck, and you're like, I'm not Popeye Jones. He's a weird looking dude, but he's not giving me any value with his basketball card. So either way, I think we get a Nuggets win, but I'm afraid of that line, the 3.5, the 2.5, because I very, very, very easily think Miami could lose this by only 1 or 2. So I want to take Denver 1-10. I think Denver win this. My pick before the start of the series was obviously 4-1 Denver. Denver in 5. Denver in 5. And I think that's where we're going to land. So I think they win this one, go back to Denver and close it out. But I think we get an absolute belter of a game in this. And it should be pretty bloody good. So we may or may not check in at halftime. If it's going absolutely bonkers, I reckon we'll jump in at halftime and say g'day. But I think on the Heat side of stuff, Gabe Vincent hit some shots. I think we'll see some Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, as I said, right, he needs to have that game where he just goes, oh, yeah, that's right. I'm still MF and Jimmy Butler. The problem is if the likes of Caleb Martin and Gabe Vincent can't get to like that sort of 15-point mark, if Bam is held for the first time in this sort of series, it's going to be tough. So I think Miami hit some of their threes. I don't think they have quite enough offensive punch, though, to actually get over the line against this insane Denver team, which will just be like, hey, check this out. The Warren Geth machine. We're back. There's Michael Porter Jr. with a 3. There's the notorious KCP with a 3. Also, we've still got Jam and Jamal Murray. Watch out. Bang! Off they go. So I think that's what we'll see. I think that's how it's going to roll out. It's going to be fascinating to see how it all plays out, though. Can't wait for game 4, and we'll pop back in at halftime. Sound good? Good. Great. See you then.